Well, I'm very late getting this video done, but it has given me plenty of time to collect my thoughts, get my reactions together, and test out my new camera. So, hopefully it's not a total waste of time. Just a long wait of time. I won't be going over all the conferences, just focusing mainly on Nintendo. I try to hear word of mouth coming from the other conferences, and I barely heard a thing, which is not a good sign. For the record, I actually really like my Xbox One S, but the only game I heard brought up was Halo Infinite, and I'm kind of a noob to the series, so I'm not exactly excited yet. Even so, there were some games at Nintendo's conference I was still going, move along, move along, move along. No offense to those who are looking forward to those titles, as I do know they have their passionate fan bases. Well, we dudes flipping out.
Yep.
But do you really want me to spend a few seconds saying, what's this? And now I turn my brain out for Dragon Ball. Oh gosh, it's that monster! No! Get that away from me! Get that away from me! Just saying, I think this game's taking up a bit too much time.
Yeah.
Like, I can see that people are excited for it, but can we move it along?
Like that car game, the Microsoft one.
Okay, you know what? We got some really good announcements so far, so this is acceptable to show something like this, and it's popular, so this is fine. This is like, hey, we're giving everybody what they want.
No, hold on.
Except F-Zero and custom Robo fans.
Does this mean we're getting Goku for Smash?
Knock it off! Or go over some of the bigger announcements and the ones I can actually throw my 2 cents in. Yeah, that's nice. Free demos are always good. It lets us know right away if a game is good or not. WarioWare! Along with some disappointments I had. Returning franchises, let's go! Oh! Anybody else just feel like we got rickrolled? Don't worry, it's only about 3 small things that will go uncared for. And finally, some Smash speculation at the end. But let's get to the exciting stuff before I let out some sighs of disappointments. Oh, and to try to not get hit by copyrights, I'll only be able to show the games briefly when talking about certain elements shown, or through the reactions we had on Discord. Otherwise, you'll see games related to the game being talked about. Good? Good. Let's start it off! This might sound a little wrong, but the only third-party game I was excited for at Nintendo this year was Super Monkey Ball Banana Mania! When the announcement first came up, I thought it was a collection of all the games that were being shown.
I'm okay with the Monkey Ball.
I like that.
Yeah, it's gonna be a collection, right? Oh gosh, it's Adventure! It's all of them! Wait, they're putting 3D on there? Unfortunately, it was just the first 2 and Deluxe, but from what I've heard, the first 2 are the best games in the series, or the most well-liked, so if we are only getting a few put in, then I'm glad it's those. And hey, I already have the first one, so I at least know the quality of one of them. I'm not entirely sure if I'll pick this one up. On the one hand, I want to show Sega I do like some of your other franchises and want them to succeed. On the other, I don't want to feel like I got ripped off. Please don't mess this up, Sega! In case you're wondering what I thought about Mario and Rabbids Sparks of Hope, I have barely played the first game. What you're seeing is as far as I've gotten so far. It's not a bad game, I just don't feel as invested as everyone else. Originally, I wanted to make a pre-E3 thoughts video and have this as a joke, but wouldn't you know it? Someone told them! Darn it, why did my camera have to overheat?
Nintendo's on a mission to revive every single franchise except F-Zero.
Yeah, pretty much. Nintendo is actually paying attention to other franchises again! Would you look at that? Advance Wars gets a remake of the first 2 games, and the updated animation is greatly appreciated! Not only that, but WarioWare is finally on the Switch, with an emphasis on multiplayer, and characters have different abilities, which can help with the replay value of a collection of minigames that last for 5 seconds! Feels good seeing games that started on the GBA get some new life again. But what was probably the most exciting for me was, hey, that board actually looks interesting. Mario Party Superstars.
So I was kind of...
Oh! Oh, you were right! You were right! Oh my gosh, Joker, you were right! You were dead on right! Holy crap, Joker was right! He wanted a compilation of like the first 3 Mario Party games. He got it! It was pretty obvious that they were never going to re-release the first Mario Party game, at least not without some changes. So getting a game where they have boards from the first 3 games, followed by 100 mini-games from the series itself, I saw Bookworm squirm, I know that's a Mario Party 4 game, along with online support for the modes, is all we could ever really dream of! Here's hoping there's either DLC or post-content with even more boards and mini-games from the other games as well. This was the game I had to pre-order right away! You should just pre-order games right away! Buddy, I've been doing that since around Diddy Kong Racing. I like to fully pay off the game now so I don't have to worry about buying it later. It just makes me feel better knowing that I'll get the game once it's released and I don't have to worry about money. Is it the 2D Metroid game that that some people were speculating on? Yep.
What?
Is it? Oh! Yeah, I think this will hold fans over until they finally see a true trailer for Metroid Prime 4. And to be honest, I think many fans would prefer this to a port. It's hard to say whether the Metroid Prime Trilogy port for Switch is real. I've heard it would take about a year just to get the gyro controls to work properly, or something like that. But this thing has been rumored for quite a long time now, so it's really confusing as to why it's not shown. Will they show Metroid Prime 4, and then to hold this off even longer, they'll show the port? I don't know. I really thought this was a rumor that would turn out to be true. I'll be going over that later on as well. But back to Dread. It's alive?! At first, I was wondering if this was really the same Dread that had been rumored for a long, long time! Or if they had just used the name Dread so that they would never have to hear about it again.
Oh, Dread.
Oh, it is real! They finally did it! Or maybe they just called it that so they could finally end it forever.
I can't believe it.
No, it's the same one alright. They confirmed that, and that it had been cancelled and tried again and shelved over and over, but now they can do it! Samus is returning in new abilities such as camouflage and sliding, which, no, it doesn't replace the Morph Ball, that will still hold exploration and puzzle solving. The sliding, I imagine, will keep the momentum going while being chased by the enemy known as Emmy, an enemy that chases you down and can't be damaged. Let's hope space pirates don't get a hold of this technology. I know this is wrong of me to say, but I do have 2 small worries about the game at the moment. First is that, really? Another 2D Metroid game where you get chased by an invincible enemy? I can't help but feel that that's a bit repetitive. And second, the lack of color so far. Samus has more color, that's clear, but looking at the background and other objects, it feels so bleak. Other Metroid games have been able to find ways of putting color in them while still making them feel like a hostile environment where you need to watch your step. Look, I'm sure my worries, or at least the second one, is unfounded, as that was just a teaser. Though it is launching this year, so I'm really hoping we get more colorful visual splendor than what we've seen. Just putting this out there so if I can say I was right or wrong later on. Wow, I'm ending this on a real downer, aren't I? Just to clarify, I think Metroid Dread looks great. I'll probably be picking this up later in the year, maybe when it launches. I think it looks like a faithful installment to the series. This is amazing! Okay, I'm not that big into Metroid, but I'll say this is so far the second best announcement in the Direct. It's just, I don't really feel like we've learned enough about the game yet, and yeah, I do have my 2 issues, that's it. The game looks fine. Moving on.
Oh, it's Angel Island. Guys, this is a Sonic Adventure.
Yeah! Hey, why not? They already met in Lost World. Breath of the Wild 2. We only got to see a little more of it after waiting 2 years. The Metroid fans have little compassion for that. F-Zero fans have no pity, and Star Tropic fans died from waiting. It felt like we got a lot, but not really. We saw worlds in the sky, the ghostly hand attaches itself to Link, and is kind of like an advanced Sheikah Slate, allowing for time manipulation and being able to, I guess, pull you up from the ground? Either way, it's nice to see some gameplay of it, even if we still don't know the name, which apparently will be a spoiler. You can't escape all the traditions of Zelda. And that's basically it. We don't know much else other than it's supposed to be coming in 2022. I was starting to think it was a little sad that I got more excited for a compilation of Mario Party games from the past, but we really didn't get much to go off of here, so I don't think I can be blamed for feeling this way. There was another Zelda game, Skyward Sword HD, which I just don't care about. And the closest we get to celebrating Zelda's anniversary this year, a Game & Watch with Zelda 1, 2, Link's Awakening, and Vermin with Link? And that was it! They pretty much just straight up said no other games. That's very disappointing. There were still those saying that ports of Wind Waker HD and Twilight Princess HD are coming to the Switch, but why not bundle them with Skyward Sword and say that's the Anniversary Collection? I just feel like a missed opportunity is staring us right in the face. I get why you can't have a collection that has Zelda 1, 2, and A Link to the Past on the Switch, because they're already here, even if you have to pay $20 a year to play them. So doing a collection with them would be somewhat redundant, even if people want to own a physical copy of the games for the Switch. Honestly, I felt like Zelda news was very underwhelming this year. Yes, the trailer was nice, but that was all we got after 2 years. I'm kind of worried when they're finally going to show off an official Metroid Prime 4 trailer. You know, in like 50 years. Alright, now I want to go over some of the rumors we were hearing going into E3 this year. Some of them turned out to be correct, mainly one, and the others turned out to be false. Or at least we don't know about them yet. I'm not talking about the Super Switch Pro. We have no idea what's going on there. I want to talk about the software, not hardware. Though I still believe the Super Switch Pro is a real thing, and I just want them to announce it just for the sake of getting it over and done with, because scalpers are going to make it very difficult, and I want that nightmare over with. One of the rumors was a new 2D or 2.5D, or one person even saying it was a 3D Donkey Kong game done by Nintendo themselves, and would have Diddy, Cranky, and the Kremlings, but would not be part of the Country series. Now, I can't be mad at Nintendo, that thing was just a rumor. It may still exist, but what I'd like to know is, if it's real, then why didn't you show it here? One of the things I was hoping Nintendo would do this year at E3 would acknowledge the anniversaries they have. Even just saying that they'll celebrate DK, Zelda, and Metroid's anniversaries this year, but they'll announce more later on, would have been enough for me. Another rumor I heard was a new 2D Kirby game. I believed it. It seemed plausible since it's been a while since the last Kirby platformer, not counting the spin-offs, so it seemed like we would get a new one. Ouch! Splatoon 3 being there, I initially thought they wouldn't show it off and focus more on the games coming out this year, along with teasers for games we know about, but then I heard a rumor saying it would be there and thought, really? No, and I'm fine with that. Mario Kart 9, don't even get me started. If there's a Mario Kart 9, it'll more than likely be for the Switch Pro, or the Super Switch, or whatever it's going to be called. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is still selling insanely well, so there's no point in putting out another one just yet. There was a rumor that said that there was going to be a new 2D Metroid game done by Mercury System, who did Samus Returns on the 3DS. That was the only one that showed up! Finally, who the Smash character was. It was rumored to be the 4 champions from Breath of the Wild, and if we were going to get a new Zelda rep, I'd be happy with them. But instead, we got, not actual gameplay footage! We know what this is. This is Smash.
This is Smash. Here we go, guys.
Oh! It might be them.
Is this Breath? Wait, this is Wait.
Oh, I know what this is! Oh my god,
What's happening again?
Oh my god, yo, it's time. It is time.
Whoa! Well, okay. That was not there. We got a Tekken rep, so I think I need to clarify a few things here. I've never played a Tekken game, unless that arcade I played decades ago was Tekken and not Virtua Fighter, so I have no history with this franchise. And second, I don't like demons and devils, so I'll barely use this guy. He's not bad, far from it. It kind of feels like a souped-up little Mac because of the super armor and a far better recovery that lets him survive things I find difficult to believe. I'm still surprised that some moves that don't look impactful seem like they kill easily. He does have some funny expressions though, I do like that. But I don't like how it feels like if you go up against an extremely skillful player who knows how to use the character perfectly, then you'll die as soon as you're in a combo. You might be thinking, wouldn't that be the same case with any other character? Not when it feels like it's built into his kit and there's no escape. He also seems to fall out of rapid attacks pretty easily. Balance what now? I can pull off the Terry stuff better than I can the Kazuya stuff, which is just me saying he might be a little complicated for me without having to do the basic stuff. He's got an attack that goes through shields, a reflector, a rage mechanic-like thing, a move that can shatter shields, and those hitboxes, it just doesn't feel like it reaches you, but it does! I guess I shouldn't be surprised about that, this is Ultimate after all. If it wasn't for the fact that he kinda struggles against long-range characters, I'd say the guy almost has no flaws. That's just what I've experienced so far. Congrats to the fans of Tekken who thought they had their dreams dashed only to be saved. Speaking of which, let's bring up the Mii costumes. Mii Costume Wave 10 should be called Dream Crushers. I'm not the only one feeling it here. I mean, yeah, I kind of figured Lloyd was 99.9% gonna be there. Originally, I thought it was going to be a Namco-themed Mii Costume Wave that would have Lloyd, another Tekken rep, Nightmare from Soul Calibur, and hopefully a deluxe Klonoa brawler. I got one of them right, unfortunately. Guess I'll just have to go back to killing Slenderman-looking enemies in his game. Oh, now you're interested! Though I always thought the best thing Shantae would get is a Mii costume with a remixed music track. We're just one step below that. And with that, we have one character left with a ton of unrealistic expectations and pressures set on them. Everyone's kind of speculating on the fact that it has to be this big character to end off the event, to close out Smash Ultimate. And while they might not go that way, it definitely sounds like it's one of the best ways to do it. And in my opinion, I think one of these 4 characters is one of the best ways to end it out. Master Chief from Halo, I just think it would be funny to get the face of Xbox in here, and I think there's a lot of different weapons he can use that could actually make him a really fun character. Crash Bandicoot, who a lot of fans have been pulling for, and if the 5-year plan leak is real, then I'd say Crash has a really good chance to be the last one. I would like to see more cartoonish-looking characters get in, so even though I don't have much of a history with him, I can see the appeal. Then there's the character I'm pulling for the most, Sora from Kingdom Hearts. This one is just up in the air at this point, but hey, if they can get Captain Jack Sparrow in Sea of Thieves, then I really don't see a problem with getting Sora into Smash. We won't know until we see what happens. I mean, maybe it could be a negotiations thing, maybe Nintendo thought other companies would be easier to deal with, we really don't know, but there's a ton of support for it, and it feels like just about everybody who'd have to be involved wants Sora in the game, so that's a lot going for him. And then there's Rayman, who I'm not sure if he would break the internet like the other 3 would, but I definitely feel like he would feel more of a, yeah, this makes sense, the character deserves it kind of thing, where everybody would just be like, yeah, alright, they've waited long enough, it's fine. Personally, I just want to see what his moveset would be. There's also been rumors of Ryu Hayabusa that's been there for a long time, and while I have history with the character and I think he would be rather fun, I'm kind of rooting for the other 4 characters more. Man, Smash DLC might be over soon. I hate to see it end. And it might not? A friend of mine, Smash Mario Pro 2000, has shown me a potential leak that, well, if the date isn't fabricated or photoshopped, then we might know who the last fighter is, and while there won't be a Fighter Pass 3, it's not exactly the end of Smash DLC. I can't tell if it's real or not, but it could make for a fun Smash Chat video. Hopefully I can get that done soon, unless it's been proven fake before I can make it. Better get to work on that right away. Unless someone watching this is able to tell me if they know if this is fake or real. Please let me know in the comments below, it would save me a lot of time. Okay guys, I know I sounded a bit critical in this video, but once E3 was over, I was able to gather my thoughts and look at things a bit differently. Though that's not to say I think E3 was bad this year, well, forget that part. Nintendo wasn't perfect at E3 this year, but they definitely had the most exciting announcements. I already pre-ordered Mario Party Superstars, remember? If Nintendo had a theme this year, it would probably be Revival, as a number of franchises showed up again along with cancelled projects and ideas, and that's a nice thing to see. Okay, I've gone on long enough. Now it's your turn to let me know what you thought of E3 this year, or just Nintendo at E3 this year, along with how you felt about playing as Kazuya and some of the Mii costumes. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments, and I'll see you soon in another video. Later, everyone! Kirby! Take him with you, Kirby! Take him with you!
Kirby! Not Kirby!
Yeah!